end of the world. I could feel all this death.
Thank you for coming on. Do you think that we are moving toward war with Iran?
Yes, I do. And it looks like the chosen destination is indeed Armageddon. There doesn't seem to be any real appreciation for the implications for us and frankly for Europe and the world, as well as the Middle East, of such action. You know, take for an example, just on the economic side, about 20% of the world's oil passes through the Straits of Hormuz every month. Probably 25% of liquefied natural gas. And you're talking about shutting down 2 to 3 million barrels a day of oil from Iran. This entire region is involved in the war. This is not an Iranian monopoly by any stretch of the imagination. But the point is that when we're looking at 10-year Treasury yields up over 5%, and people are increasingly convinced that the Fed has lost control, the economic side of the house is catastrophe. Then when you look at the military side, you have to look at the arsenal of missiles that Iran possesses. And they can reach out 1,200 miles with great precision, very high explosive conventional warheads that would do enormous damage, destroying whole city blocks in places like Haifa, Tel Aviv, even Jerusalem, though I doubt they would attack Jerusalem. The bottom line is that we need to think this through, and everyone right now is emoting. There is no thinking anywhere, as far as I can tell. The only possible exception may be, amazingly enough, Mr. Erdogan in Turkey, who came out this morning and indicated he was willing to mediate the dispute between Israel and Hamas. Whether or not anyone in Washington or Israel is interested in talking, I don't know. But if we could sideline Turkey and keep Turkey out of the fight, that would ultimately help Israel enormously.
So what would happen to the United States if we followed Senator Graham's advice and just began bombing critical infrastructure in Iran? Like, what would happen then?
Well, all of the bases that we have in Iraq and Syria, unfortunately, where we still have over 1,000 Americans, all of those would be targeted, and this time they would target them accurately, and this destruction would be wholesale. I would expect trouble here at home and in the United States because of the open border. Hezbollah has a very large operation in Mexico. There are no doubt many Hezbollah agents inside the United States. We can only begin to imagine the kind of trouble they could cause. The missile and space program in Iran is very advanced, as is their cyber warfare capability. All of these things would be brought to bear against us. But what's most important, I think, for Americans to understand is if we attack Iran on the basis of Hezbollah's alleged willingness to attack Israel if Israel invades Gaza, we will end up in a fight with Russia. Russia will not sit by quietly and watch Iran destroyed by the United States air and naval power in the region. And once Russia enters this, it becomes much more than just a local conflict, maybe more than just a regional war. We haven't thought this through. We need to do.
1 Thessalonians 5. Know the times and the seasons, brethren. Ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites. you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, who led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord willing to be part of that number. Lord willing to be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord and are striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5, it is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Peter chapter 5 verse 42. The water for everybody tuning in, coming in on the comment board, and who are tuning in and listening here on after. You know, you men, women, and children out there, whoever you may be. Akim, never pushing the truth and believing the truth across the four corners of the earth. Yahawashi, Barak, Atham. To all you believers out there. And we're going to get into a short lesson, kind of go on some updates with a couple things concerning the MOTB, and, some things that Russia doing, some things that Iran's doing concerning these nuclear strikes. So Lord willing, this is edifying to the flock, and we're going to go ahead and get right into it. So we're going to start right here. So this is an update on the MOTB, some of the things that they are enhancing for it to work better. So it says microchip breakthrough may reshape the future of AI, right? So IBM's new North Pole, that's what they call it, the North Pole microchip is what they call it. It's just a prototype right now. May enable smarter, more efficient network-independent devices that may even help the U.S. win the microchip war against China. So they're going to try to push this because it's a race, just like I did in that last article. They're racing to make these AI robot sentient soldiers, killer robot soldiers, but they're going to need, this brainware to be connected to the MOTB so they can still have control of these things is what they think. But we know the Lord is going to upset their enterprise, as it says in Job chapter 5 verse 12. So we're going to read a little bit of this. We're going to get, we're going to put a precept on it. So a prototype microchip design revealed today by IBM could pave the way for a world of much smarter devices that won't rely on the cloud or the internet for their intelligence. That could help soldiers who operate drones, ground robots, or augmented reality gear against adversaries who can target electronic emissions, like EMPs and whatnot. But the new chip, see, this is an upgrade, modeled loosely on the human brain, also paves the way for a different sort of AI, one that doesn't rely on big cloud and data companies like Amazon or Google. Unlike traditional chips that separate memory from processing circuits, the North Pole chip combines the two light synapses in the brain that hold and process information based on their connection to other neurons. Writing in the journal Science, IBM researchers call it a neural interface architecture that blurs this boundary. I think it's boundary. Salakia. By eliminate off-chip memory, intertwining compute with memory on chip and appearing externally as an active memory, right? So we're going to read just a little bit more. Why is that important, and what does that have to do with the future? Today's computers have at least two characteristics that limit AI development. First, they need a lot of power. Your brain, running on just 12 watts of power, can retain and receive information you need to have a detailed conversation while simultaneously absorbing, correctly interpreting, and making decisions about the enormous amount of sensory data required to drive a car. But a desktop computer requires 175 watts just to process ones and zeros of an orderly shed spree. This is one reason why the computer vision in cars and drones is so difficult, a huge limiting factor for autonomy. The energy efficiency is one reason why many today's AI protocols depend on enormous enterprise cloud farms that consume enough energy to power a small town. Second problem is that we're reaching the atomic limit of how many transfers we can fit on a chip. So this is showing what? They're trying to turn humans into batteries. Where you hear that from? Just like the Matrix, man. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to use this new prototype, and they're trying to make it where you as a computer run on less energy. Okay? And they're going to be controlling the bots and whatnot, just like it said. Drones, ground robots, or augmented reality gear. Okay? AI super soldiers, man. So this is them showing that they have a prototype and they're working on it. I'm gonna put in a precept on it. You know, they got one of their little bots, you know, them things got straps on it. It's got, you know, damn flamethrower on them things. That's why we be telling Jake, quit trying to use weapons, man. You're not killing one of those. That thing is a Jake killing machine. We need spiritual power. We're not going to survive with the gun. That's why, you know, you can have a gun if you wanted to. You ain't going off, but what's the point? You're going to have to go up against 100 of those running and zigzagging in the fucking yard or whatever. Like, you're going to need Bahasham, Yahawashi. They're going to have that, drones flying everywhere, AI, sentient robots running down the street, can see everything through the walls. Like, you're going to need Bahasham, Yahawashi, man. You're not going to make it without the Lord. It's not going to happen. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand of their foreheads. That mark means karagma, which means an incision in your right hand of your forehead. That's why I said it's focused on the brain. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here's wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, this system, controlled by Esau Edom. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Simple as that. Okay? We know this. You know people who in the truth. You know you new people, whoever you may be, who come across this video. That's what the MOTB is. It's that small grain of rice you got to put in your right hand on your forehead to be a part of society. And this is showing that they're going to have it in the military too. And if they can control robots and things, and they can hack robots with these things, what does that mean? You're hackable. They can just do whatever they want to you, how you think, whatever. So you want to take that thing, go ahead. But the Lord's going to lead you straight into an intercontinental ballistic missile after you go through a various amount of tortures and whatever else the Lord wants to put you through for taking that thing. That's why we keep telling you, don't take it. All right, so Russia says it rehearsed a massive nuclear strike. Russia has rehearsed its ability to deliver a massive nuclear strike. What does it say in the scriptures? Talked about 200 million intercontinental ballistic missiles coming from Russia and the other nations. And we just seen that video starting off with, I can't remember his name. It was that video, name's not really important anyways, but they were talking about how if they got into it with Iran, then what? Russia was going to get involved. I just seen an article, they tried to shoot some missiles at Russia, and Russia actually took down some U.S. missiles. Okay, I'm going to put it on the community board later, you know, once I get done out of this. So it says the military exercise involved delivering a response to an enemy nuclear strike. State TV showed him recruiting the rehearsal to President Vladimir Putin. It comes as Russia's parliament backed with the withdrawal of Moscow's ratification of global treaty that bans all physical testing of nuclear warheads. Russia and America, Babylon the Great, conduct regular nuclear readiness simulations. Moscow has traditionally held its own towards the end of October, which is right now. So they're getting ready to do this. Okay, the Kremlin statement said that practical launches of a ballistic and cruise missiles had taken place. So they making sure that they all on there. See, earlier this month, Putin and Russia had held a final successful test. See, they're having success with it. They're just about ready, man. And all this stuff going on with Iran, and there's another article I want to put in before I start putting some precepts in. But we're gonna watch this little video. But it says a chilling moment: Russia launches a nuke missile 100 times more powerful than Hiroshima, an apocalyptic attack drill on the West. Let's play it. Let's play it real quick. Lord willing, they'll let me play it. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's what the Lord's army gonna look like, man. So what the Lord's army gonna look like, 200 million of those. So you think that the Bahasham is playing around? Sure, whatever. Now we're gonna get over here. I actually want to put in some precepts before I deal with that. Put in a couple precepts, and then we'll move on. Try not to make this too long. I'm just gonna show you what's coming, man. This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 17. And read, behold, I will stir up the Medes against him. Who's the Medes? The Russians, man. Gog and Magog. Gog and Magog, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. See, this is personal to the Russians. This is personal. Okay, they want to destroy this place because America Babylon the Great, you know, has made the nations mad with her fornication, you know, with all these philosophies and doctrines and all this ideology of what it means to be a great nation. Okay, they sick of this place, man. Romans, oh wait, let's do Revelations. Wrong plot. Revelation chapter 16, verse 17. We're gonna read a little bit right after it talks about the Armageddon, the battle of Armageddon. When you read in verse 16, it talks about the battle of Armageddon. You know, we'll actually go ahead and start back there. And he gathered them together into the place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. That's what they was just saying on the news. They know what this is, man. Verse 17, and the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, right? That judgment. And there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne saying, it is done. What's that? The destruction of the kingdoms, man. Starting with America, Babylon the Great, and also the land of Israel. Moab's going to get destroyed, the so-called Chinese. Everybody's going to get destroyed in the end of it. But we mainly focus on America, Babylon the Great, and the land of Israel. Verse 18, and there are voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake. From what? The missiles, such as not since men were upon the earth. That's why it said that missile was what? 100 times more powerful than Hiroshima. It's going to be all types of stuff happening once them things hit, man. That's why the elect have to be removed from here. Okay? And there was a great earthquake. Such was not since men were upon the earth, so mighty an earthquake and so great. And that's terrifying. You could be somebody who's just sitting on you could be, if you're not part of the elect, you could be sitting on an island somewhere or something. Let's say you don't get hit by the missiles, and then you get hit by a 300-foot wave and die. Okay? That's why you don't want to play with the Lord. Right? So you know, so mighty an earthquake and so great. Verse 19, and the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell, and great Babylon came in remembrance before the Most High, to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. That's the missiles, man. That's finna come down on this place, man. Right? Verse 20, and every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. Everything's going to be destroyed, man. Everything's going to be destroyed. And there fell upon, verse 21, and there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every every stone about the weight of a talent. And men blasphemed the Most High because of the plague of the hell, and the plague thereof was exceeding great. So it's going to be still people cursing the Most High. Okay? And that's terrifying. You do not want to be one of those people still cursing the Most High. He done bombed all America, Babylon the Great, and done blown everything up, and your ass still talking shit. That's why we don't worry about these scoffers right now. Like, there's going to be scoffers to the end. Okay? Until they destroy it. So this is Revelation chapter 18, verse 2. I'm going to start at 1. And it reads, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. That destruction, man, the missiles. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, the great is fallen, and is become a habitation of devils. Who's that? Esau, the so-called white man. And the hold of every foul spirit, all the ones who follow the so-called white man, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird, right? See, it's not talking about actual birds. It's talking about, people, man. That's why I said my heritage is a speckled bird, and the birds round about her come to devour her. See, this talking about people, man. This is talking about human beings. Okay? You leave this up to the church. The church you go to on Sunday, they'll be like, oh, it's talking about birds, actual birds. Okay? Because they're just retarded. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 28. Prepare against her the nations with the king of the Medes, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. That's what's coming. Okay? That's what's coming. Now we're going to jump up a little bit. Jeremiah, we're going to go back, chapter 51, right? Verse 58. We're going to jump up a little bit. We're going to read right here. Thus saith the Lord of the hosts, the broad walls of Babylon shall be utterly broken, and our high gates shall be burned with fire. And what, Lord? The people shall labor in vain. See, everybody on the earth right now is laboring in vain, other than who? Elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and all the people who follow them on down, who are in order, right? Coming under the brotherhood, and the folk and the folk in the fire, and they shall be weary, man. And that's why they over here, they worry, man. Isaiah 13, verse 20. And what's going to happen? What's going to happen, Lord? Verse 20, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, right? They leaving this place. Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. This place is going to be desolate, man. And it will never be inhabited ever again. Revelation chapter 9, verse 16. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. 200 million intercontinental ballistic missiles. How we know they missiles? Verse 17. Thus I saw the horses in the vision, and the horses or horns, things like that. Those just mean power, right? They have power in having these nukes, okay? And them that sat on them having breastplates of fire and jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire, smoke, and brimstone. That is a intercontinental ballistic missile. Verse 18, by these three was the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths, man. This is what the Bible is saying. And you got these heathens out here talking about there ain't no nukes in the Bible. All right, bro. Well, what the hell is all this stuff they talking about then? Whatever, bro. Whatever. So now we're going to go into this. U.S. strikes 2 facilities linked with Iranian-backed militias in Syria following a series of attacks on U.S. forces in the Middle East. Did it not say in that last video, it said if America, Babylon attacked Iran, that Russia would get involved? Here it is right here. They struck 2 facilities. Right here. It's going down. We're just going to read a little bit. I'm going to put in a couple precepts. And then we're going to get out of here. says U.S. carried out airstrikes targeting 2 facilities linked to Iranian-backed militias in eastern Syria on yesterday. According to the statement from Defense Secretary Lord Austin, following a series of drone and rocket attacks against U.S. forces in the region. The statement said the facilities had been used by Iran Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and affiliated groups. Who's that? The BRICS. Okay, ultimately it's going to be the BRICS, man. And just like GMS and the Truth Orlando, 39 different nations are joining the BRICS by the end of 2 months. You got people out here fucking dressing up for Halloween and carving pumpkins. All right, you okay? Well, you enjoy it. You got about one more times to do that shit and your ass through. The strikes carried out by a pair of F-16s fighter jets using precision-guided munitions targeted a weapons and ammunition storage facility in Abu Kamal near the border between Syria and Iraq. So we're going to just put in some precepts concerning, all these nations are going to get together, and come destroy this place. I've pulled this one out before, but I pulled out some of the same scriptures because I'm just updating it. I'm updating it, showing this is where it's going. Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 4, and let's start at 1. And we ain't gonna go too far in it. Sometimes I usually read to about 8, but we just gonna read a little bit. Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 1, and the word of the Lord came unto me saying, right, to the prophets, what he tell the prophets to do. Verse 2, Son of man, set thy face against Gog in the land of Magog, talking about Russia, and the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, right? This is really going to be the downfall of them too. Okay? But he's going to use them to destroy America, Babylon the Great. Verse 3, and say, thus saith the Lord Yahawashi, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. See, the Lord's against all these nations. Verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. Talking about turning them into their old Soviet Union kind of mindset. And that's what they're in right now. And I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen. What's the horses and horsemen? The nukes. And all of them clothed with all sorts of armor. And even a great company with bucklers and shields. All of them handling swords. They're missiles, man. And they military power. Verse 5, who's Persia? Iran, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all with them with shield and helmet. Now, we ain't going to read too much more. I want to go over to Obadiah. It's going to be a whole bunch of other people with him too, as you keep reading on in there. But we're going to get to the point. Obadiah, this is what the Lord wants them to do. Obadiah chapter 1 verse 1, the vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord Yahawashi concerning Edom, the so-called white nations. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Who's that? They're rising up against America, Babylon the Great. That's to her. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Right? For the pride of thine heart that deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And that's how America, Babylon is in their mind. They're like, who gonna be defeat us? That's how they really think, man. Now I want to take this. I want to put it in the Good News translation. Gonna read it in this translation real quick. Let's see. I'm going to read from 1. I'm just going to read a couple of them. So, Obadiah 1 in the Good News translation. This is the prophecy of Obadiah. See, this is prophecy. That's what the churches don't do. They don't put in prophecy. There's a prophecy, something that's going to happen. what the sovereign Lord said about the nation of Edom. See, sovereign, only Yahawashi. The Lord will punish Edom, right? The Lord has sent his messenger to the nations, and we have heard his message. Get ready. Let us go to war against Edom, right? The Lord says to Edom, I will make you weak. Everyone will despise you. Your pride has deceived you. Your capital is a fortress of solid rock. Your home is high in the mountains. So you say to yourself, who can ever pull me down? Even though you make your home as high as an eagle's nest, right? And we know that the bald eagle is America's national mascot or whatever. So that it seems to be among the stars. And it also, this is talking about just saying they're in the space stations, but you can also look at it this is the United States of America. There's 50 stars here. I will pull you down. See? The Lord is going to jack this place up, man. This is talking about America, Babylon the Great, man. And you got, people out here still don't understand, man. But it's because the Lord wants them to get blown up. Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19. And it reads, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, right? Who they're talking about? America, Babylon the Great. They fear in the name of the Lord because they know that his glory is coming, and his glory from the rising of the sun, the missiles, when the enemy shall come in like a flood. The Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. What's that? Spiritual power, the chariots, the so-called UFOs, beaming down heavy laser beam fire, ending with the result of them intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. And the men of the Lord, man. Gathering together the elect to get the hell out of here. Lord willing, we part of that number. So now we're going to get over here. We're part of that number, that standard that the Lord lifts up against them. Lord willing, we those men who the Lord uses as his battle weapons. We pray that we will be. Because we want to get at Edom too. But we're not going to do it unless the Lord says that we can. We're going to wait on him, see what he wants us to do. So, this is my last article. I'm going to put in some precepts. But this is what America, Babylon the Great going to look like. Wiped off the map. Before and after satellite images show how Israeli airstrikes have laid waste to entire Gaza neighborhoods after 2 weeks of bombardments. And we know that when they talk about them, these are the small hats, the ones that say that they Israelites, but they not. Okay? They are the sin. Pull it up real quick before we get into it. It's in Revelations. The Lord was specific about them. Very specific. Because we didn't go around the whole world talking about we was the Israelites. Okay? The Lord bring that to us. The Lord bring that revelation to us through the elders and apostles, man. And we match the description of them. Revelation chapter 3, verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan. Right? Revelation chapter 3, verse 9. Which say they are Jews. And Jew just goes back to Judah. Which is the head tribe of Israel. The head tribe of Israel, which is Jacob. Jacob's name was turned to Israel. So which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. And who did he say he loved? Jacob. Who he say he didn't love? Who he say he hated? Esau. So who is the synagogue of Satan? The Edomites. So who is them? The small hats, man. The ones with them little caps on their head. Okay, that's them. That's the synagogue of Satan. So startling satellite images has revealed the destructive aftermath weeks after Israeli airstrikes in neighborhoods in the Gaza Strip. Strip. Look at that. Through. See that? Let's slide it over here. Look at that. Through. Laying that place desolate. That's what America, Babylon the Great gonna look like. A desert. Through. See, it looked all like all them houses. Looking on that side when it's done, before and after. Through, man. Destroyed, man. Look like dust everywhere in that motherfucker. See what I'm saying? This is what America, Babylon the Great gonna look like after the missiles, man. Destroyed, man. Completely, utterly destroyed, man. This neighborhood has been transformed into a dusty lake wasteland with crumbling buildings and debris strewn all around following Israel's bombing. And they trying to, and America is backing this up, man. America is like, they're saying this is justice. That's why you know these motherfuckers is some demons, man. All right? And we know they is, they know they is. And this is, what it say? Judge how ye, it said, if you gonna judge a way, you gonna be judged the same way. He that kill it with the sword must be killed by the sword. They want to kill with intercontinental ballistic missiles, guess what? Get ready. Same thing's coming upon you. And we pray the Lord removes us before that time. Well, however he does it, we don't want to be here. Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 4. Lord willing, we get out of here, but we got to get our head chopped or something for defending Israel with our lives and being a holy sacrifice to the Lord, so be it. We ready to do that. We men. Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 4. They shall die of grievous deaths, and theirs not going to be honored. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried, but they shall be a dung upon the face of the earth, and they shall be consumed by the sword, the missiles, and other things, weapons, whatever else, and by famine, and their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of heaven, and for the beasts of the earth, man. Through. So that's what I got for today. Lord willing, is edifying to the flock. I try not to make it too long. We know what time it is. America, Babylon the Great going down. Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. Want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Want to get double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone. Led me to the truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and so forth. The Lord, Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord, will we be part of that number? Lord, willingness be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5, it is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Peter chapter 5 verse 42, why abal. And we already know this place is going down. Kwam Yasharallah. Lord, when we make it up out of here. And just like the elders and the apostles said, it ain't time to be loosening the belt. It's time to tighten it up because it's finna get real. So shalom.